Now this is vert. So on this, you're going to lock in easy. It doesn't matter if you have 62mm wheels. It doesn't matter if your trucks are wide and your wheels are big. You're going to lock on the rails. But now when the radius comes down more gradual, all of a sudden, your front wheels are hitting. They're hitting the radius right here as it rolls under. That's why I decided to do this. Now on my ramp, it doesn't work, even still. No risers, a 215 Indy, a 129 Indy, 7.5-inch axle, and tiny little 53mm wheels. I still can't lock in on the rail. Later, we'll see you in the garage.
What up, guys? Hey, I wanted to sit here and talk a little bit while the skating was going on in this video. There's a lot of original audio in this video that needs to play as well, but there's some things I gotta chime in on, man. I'll tell you what, I didn't think I had anything super good in this footage until I took a look. I thought, is it worthy to edit? And then I was surprised. So I think this will be interesting. So why don't you chill out, relax, and enjoy the stress involved in this scene. So here I'm riding the Gullwing trucks. I'm riding 60mm conical full Spitfire wheels.
What the heck was that? Dude, the front Smith stall is not very hard. Let's see if I can hold it longer.
I'm warming up, so I'm trying to just get on a setup that doesn't throw me.
Do another one. Tip already. I feel like I have to duck down because the GoPro looks like it's pointing down, but it isn't. It's like way up here. I bet you I can see my hand in this later. Anyhow, I went up that time, fully decked it, like compressed the trucks over the opposite way, and it was like I was stuck in that position. Let's do it again. Me.
No, I'm already on it.
Too bad. Right into the sheetrock. Alright, it's okay, I used to be a sheetrock guy. I got some other advice from Bobby out there in Oregon. He skates with a lot of pros at his local park. And he was telling me, they said, and they gave him a piece of advice for me, practice coming in fakie. I know there's a couple of you that commented on my comments confirming the same thing, that come into a fakie and get yourself back up into the stall position, the Smith stall position, and that can really have a lot of help in getting the trick. So let's try to see if we can do that. I'm going to try it front side because that just doesn't feel as weird. We'll do a couple rock to fakies, and I'll do it back and forth a few times to get used to it. So I missed it.
These front Smith stalls actually happening pretty easy. I know the back Smith stall was definitely a lot different. There's a lot of times on here it looks like I'm just pulling axle stalls, but it was only because that's what was happening. I was going for Smiths.
Right. Haven't even tried the weird setup yet.
Killian has really improved on this ramp. Super shocking to me. It's like once he learned to get his weight up there for the stall, he's getting some nice stand-up grinds as well, and I'm really stoked to see him translate some of this to the concrete bowl.
Let me try this Prodigal Son creation. You guys probably didn't know I'm in the Who's Who Book of Inventors. I actually have an inventive mind. Let's try a stall first. Whoa! Okay. Boy, going into the Smith stall seemed easy, but the wheels were slick. More slick than I expected. Let me grab another there.
The front wheel was definitely a little slick. But you know, how comfortable can you feel going into riding something like this?
Let me try one more with some speed. Let me see if I can grind this.
I didn't think I had anything in the footage here. And then when I first saw this, I was tripping.
Okay. That doesn't feel too bad, but that slippery wheel action, I'm not digging that too much. Keep in mind, this is masonite, pretty slick. Okay, go ahead. Woo! Killing it. Best runs ever, dude. Oh, Feeble, oh, you had that. All right.
Let's do rock, paper, scissors.
Hold on. You shouldn't be there. When I'm going up to this trick, I could accidentally shoot the board right into your midsection. Yeah, that's a much safer place. Dude, I feel like I'm gonna get this. You hear my words? You hear it? My words. They're telling me I'm gonna get this.
What the? Did I just kind of do a Smith? Hit the like button, guys, if you happen to think that might have been a Smith grind. Look at that. I think that kind of was.
Did I have it? Did I have that, guys? Did I have that? Hit the like button if you think that was legit.
Obviously, though, for a guy who's after mastery of these tricks, it barely counts. But you know what? It's enough of a seed that's in good soil and is growing in my thought process right now that this is going to be a fully achievable trick for me at my age. I'm pretty pumped on it.
Alright, my hand's backwards, it means I mean business.
This is why sometimes filming can be so valuable.
Whoa, let me get another one.
Rock, paper, scissors.
So what I'm really trying to do now is trying to get my weight up on top. I'm trying to actually get my trucks to lean that way because I'm up so much on the deck. I feel like because this ramp's flat and not rounded like a bowl, that if I have force this way, that I should be able to do it easier and then sticking out my legs so that my wheels hit, I slide them. Yeah, I know you will, but you're not. I'm in fire mode right now, and I can't be stopped in fire mode. You ready?
After looking at this footage, I'm realizing that I need to see what this board looks like at the bowl, and then maybe I can make it not so drastic. I can change that front truck out, maybe to a 169. I can play with the wheels, and you know, having 4 weeks till New Year's, or 3 weeks now, I'm feeling pretty comfortable that I can get this. And believe it or not, look at my 50/50s here. With that tiny little baby truck, it didn't skate as bad as I thought it might.
I don't know, but I feel like I'm doing it, kinda. Woo! Ooh!
Ouch.
Nice run. That was a sick grind.
He's a tough kid, man.
Smith stall.
Something clicked here in Killian in the last week. All of a sudden he's asking, Dad, can we go practice? I mean, he still won't go out on that ramp by himself or with his sister or his brother or anything. But as long as I'm going to go, he wants to skate.
Honestly, I'm going to do one more run, but so far those SPF wheels seem really slick. On this ramp, I didn't dig them. I'm also riding a bone soft bushing with no washer. See how long that lasts.
That board looks ridiculous.
Take another one here. Oh! Okay. Ah! Hurt my ankle a bit there. You guys might find this interesting, but I have like $6 million man ankles. I can sprain them so bad that it's hard to walk. Within 5 minutes, they go back to normal. So, that time going in, I was thinking, hey, maybe I should practice locking in some 5-0s. I kind of feel like I should maybe do that, but maybe on this other board, this is like a really funny setup with those beastly and then baby trucks. I'm going to try to push through some grinds. You know, one thing I'm aware of when I do it is straightening out that front leg and like really shoving into it. But it almost feels like I'm trying to do it more than I should on this ramp. Like, it feels a little awkward. I think maybe trying to get my weight up, a little more of a stall, that maybe I can just push shorter and not try to go so hard.
This session has definitely built on my foundation now. I almost think my skating overall on this ramp, on this board, is better.
I'm finding it easy, and maybe it's the smaller wheel. It kind of feels like it might be the looser truck. Once I sit on that stall a second, it feels like you're just releasing it. A back Smith at this point seems absolutely retarded. I feel like I might be able to get it at the bolt. It feels super dangerous in here. I think dropping that front end below the coping, it just seems like you potentially bring yourself into one of those. Even on this little ramp, which it might be harder to do on this little ramp, to be honest. Maybe I'll get the other board and I'll try to practice on some 5-0s.
So here I am going for a 5-0, and I really think being a little back foot focused while you're learning Smith grinds, because you really got to put your weight on your back foot. It's just popping me into these 5-0s, and I'm tripping right now.
That feels so good, dude. I don't know what that looks like, but it's like right before you get to the top, you just give it a scoop. Oh, it feels nice. I hope it looks as good as it feels. It never does, though.
It's that little scoot. You sort of make a little scoot at the top of the coping when you're about to pop on. And it's like Smith related. I can see where a lot of the tutorials tell you should work on your front or your back 5-0s. It really does seem to play a part with this trick, for sure. I didn't have a 5-0 before today, and I've got another clip, a video that's going to come out after this one, where I move the camera and I get some slow-mos on, not some slow-mos, but I get some close-ups of those 5-0s. If you don't push the limit of your comfort zone, you're not going to break into new ground like this. This is where you're going to be confined and you're going to be stuck. And right now, I'm not stuck. I'm all of a sudden over the top of the edge. I've crested the hill and I can see the valley. And the valley's got all of these new things involved, all of these new things ahead of me. And without pushing that comfort zone some, I wouldn't be in this new valley where I have all these possibilities. So anyway, I hope you guys all enjoy. I hope you have a Merry Smithmas this year. And please subscribe. Watch this. This is not the end. I'm going to pull long Smith grinds on the concrete bowl. Thanks for watching. Love you. Later.
Tap out. Got you. Let's take a break for a second. Thank you, Jesus!